Hello and welcome to HBFT Gaming. I'm HBFT and we are back again with something a little bit different. We're taking our very first look at Othercide. So I've actually played Othercide before. Usually when we do first looks, it's the very first time that I'm seeing it. This time around, I've just had a real hankering to actually play this game because I've been playing it off and on for a while, mostly when I was moving. Just because it was a rather digestible game to play. You can kind of play in a little spurts, and it's just got some really freaking cool style. So I kind of wanted to share it with you. So we're going to take just a quick walkthrough of it a little bit, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. All right, buddies. So if you've never heard of Othercide before, it kind of has some XCOM elements to it. However, you've got 3 classes. It's very streamlined. It's got this really badass like red, black, and white sort of motif to it. You kind of play as the daughters of the Red Mother. I'm not too sure what the Red Mother is. However, mechanically speaking, she kind of has the ability to bring her daughters to life, to kind of like let them die and rebirth and back and forth. So, and through memories and remembrance, you kind of tell her tale of it seems like her facing off against some horrors. So let's just start a new game and we'll kind of see what's going on. And just keep in mind that as you play, you will also get stronger and continue to apply your new powers to your subsequent playthroughs. So we'll go ahead and press any button. We'll go press play and we'll start a new game. A brand new game. We'll go with Nightmare. The original Othercide experience, sacrificing a daughter is the only way to heal another. From behind the veil they grow. Those you should always beware. In muted darkness they flow. Those who feed on your nightmare. The Book of Nostra on the others. For centuries, the mother has protected the veil, preventing it from shattering. Her journey has led her to the deserted streets of the city, rotted by the plague, where a greater threat awaits.
He needs us. The other has come for the chosen one, and soon the veil will break.
Oh, they're so scary.
The suffering cannot continue.
It seriously plays out like a horror game, but you have so much power that I think is remarkably absent in horror games, where normally they like to take your power away. You just keep gaining power in this case, so it's a nice juxtaposition to the regular genre, I suppose. Oh jeez, he looks so badass.
Within him. The edge of reality frays. Each battle takes more and more out of me.
Gosh, he looks so cool.
The other could shred the veil and devour our world. Will you stay with me until the end?
Of course.
I'll give what I can, what I have left. Let it go here and no further.
So here I believe you're playing as the mother in this tutorial, but God, you just look so... You're such a badass. You can do so many things.
Watch, my friend. Once I move to strike, the first will fall.
All right. These are health points. Your unit dies if their health points reach 0. These are action points. Most actions will cost AP. And finally, the farther you move, the more action points that it will cost you. So let's go move up. So this will cost us 10 out of 100.
The other sends more against us.
Instant action skills are played immediately and cost you action points. So this will cost us 35. This is actually pretty important. So we'll just go and click. And we'll strike. Heck yes. Enemy down. The timeline orders all units by their initiative and moves forward whenever a unit ends their turn. A unit can play when it reaches 0 on the left side of the timeline. So you'll notice that there's a whole bunch of different turns and different creatures. So if I click here, this will actually bring me to the next creature. And obviously they just keep shifting like a moving sidewalk towards the left. And then once they hit the 0 position, then it's your turn. There's actually a really good point right here. Your unit will move to 50 on the timeline and recover all of their AP for their next turn. So we'll hit backspace and end our turn. So that was a delayed action. Delayed skills immediately end the unit's turn, and their powerful effects are activated later on the timeline. The cultist is preparing a delayed massive shot. So you can actually see that when he triggered that, this is when it will trigger at 50 right here. So right before we can act again. Select shield charge. This skill will delay the target's next action. It will also cancel their delayed attack, such as massive shot. So go hit it. Heck yes. So now you can see it's out at 80 instead of out at 50. So it canceled it out, pushed it back, and then canceled it. Interrupt skills can stop a single enemy attack and immediately launch a counter. Warning, interrupt skills will cost health points. It will interrupt the next melee attack and launch a devastating counter attack. So we'll set up in the stance and hold. So we're waiting for them to hit us. We've used up some of our HP. That's 20 hit points. And it will end our turn. So inevitably, someone's going to strike us. And instead, we strike them back. Enemy down. The world is so stark and bleak.
Fear not. I can stop the attack before it happens.
Heck yes. Spear Tornado. Target your active unit to trigger the area of effect attack. Oh god! Yes! God, I wish I have this attack. I don't think I've had a unit that has anything like that just yet. I'm sure that's probably like a later power. Plague Doctors are melee, and then of course you've got these cultists that can shoot from afar. So there's a delayed action here. Action points burst. Your unit will go into burst if they start using their last 50 AP out of 100. This pushes your unit back to 100 on the timeline, so be careful to burst only when you need an extra move or to deal a killing blow to a wounded enemy. Some skills like Shield Charge can delay the next time an enemy will play to give you more control on the timeline. So as we were showing, like most of the abilities, they cost like 35, something underneath 50, or when you move, it only costs like 10 or 16 or something like that. So you can kind of keep it within that magical 50 AP. If that's the case, no matter what you do when you end your turn, you go to this halfway point on the timeline. If you want to, you can always expend even more than that, up to 100 AP per turn. But that will, no matter what, force you into the next tier and push you all the way back to 100. And a lot of the enemies that you're fighting against operate on this 50-point timeline. So it's a real gamble, but it's very powerful when you need it. So obviously we've got a delayed attack here that we want to deal with. So let's go ahead and slash. Dodge is the % chance a unit has of avoiding an attack. Armor is a unit's protection. It represents the damage deducted from each attack received. Armor and dodge can be modified by allies or enemy skills, so always pay attention to skill descriptions. Remember, the timeline is the key to winning battles. Powerful delayed skills end your unit's turn immediately and activate later. Interrupt skills prepare your unit to block an attack and strike back after their turn. Some skills delay the next time an enemy will play to give you more control, and using your last 50 AP will provoke a burst, pushing your unit to 100 on the timeline.
Gift gives me such strength.
Her voice is awesome. All right, so we've got shield charge. We can delay this guy. So let's just start with a nice slash here. And this guy. Enemy down. And by pushing southwest, we'll be pulling away from this guy here. I will go for the charge. Cancel the skill. So now we're in the 100 range. We only have 15 points left. So we'll just go ahead and pull as far away here. It might as well use our points. And we'll end our turn. So now we're all the way at 100. He can't quite move close enough to hit us. He may fire. He may go into a delayed shot. More enemies abound. Oh, dear God. Ugh. But she's got a ton of health. A ton of health. And we're up. Okay, so out of all of this, you can see that the next person taking an action is this gentleman right here. So we'll go ahead and charge in for 50. Although if we do that, is there anything that we can use for AoE? There's Imbued Blade, which is a delay. Hail of Shards. That will nail all these guys. Cost 50. Let's do it. I've never used this before. Oh, is that delayed? Oh, crap. Crap. Oh, my bad. But if they stay still and just keep hitting us, they're in trouble. Heck yes. If we close at 45, so we're going to go into burst if we want to strike this. So we might as well take full advantage. How many points do we have left? We have 20. We've got 20 Vengeful Stance. That's going to cost us AP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move a little bit closer to our opponents. And then I'm going to go into Vengeful Stance. There we go. And then we'll end. So hopefully they'll come close to us and want to attack. They're both melee. Heck yes. And it'll make those 20 hit points worth it, yeah? Obviously, we only interrupt the very first one. Imbued Blade. So you can see on the timeline below that Imbued Blade will only push us back to 25. So we'll go for it. It's a bigger strike. Heck yes. And we'll go in with a simple strike and finish him. Beautiful. And is that it? The heck is that, actually?
He is here. The chosen one.
The child.
I don't want to harm you, little one.
But we want to harm you. Very much.
Kind of has a remnant feel to it.
I have failed. You most of all. I fought with every bone and sinew. All I am, I leave to you. Take it. My blood is my legacy. May it spill forth into an army to rend suffering from its host.
She's so selfless. Like, what I think is really cool about their dialogue. The city was destroyed. The veil fractured. Thousands of souls perished, swallowed by the void. I think one of the really cool things about all of this is it really seems like she cares for the enemy that you're fighting against.
My voice destroyed a city. It's not enough. How soon will you hatch? I want you in this world. I want to see what you can do. To those that hurt me. To those you will hurt. I can't wait.
God, so creepy. It's so cool. Time and space converged. Reality and unreality were on the edge of destruction. And for the first time, another was close to breaking through.
Do not despair. My life lights your path. Do you remember our journey together? This time, let me guide you. You will wield my memories like a sword, and with them, grow our army.
God, they look so cool. They're like the Adepta Sororitas, this army of badass women. And thus were they trapped in an everlasting loop. From recollection to recollection, daughters of the Red Mother die only to rise again. Age of Shattering. So same year, except now we're flipping. We're going back or forward.
This dark corner of existence is a harbinger. Soon all will follow. The very fabric of our reality is threatened. My last breath is near. My daughters, you are of me. Put an end to suffering.
Othercide is a game about sacrifice and tough choices. Progress is autosave, so there is no turning back. The enemies in Othercide are lethal, and every mistake will cost you dearly. Your daughters will die, and you will lose, only to rise stronger again. The game expects players to fail, but failure is not the end. After ending a run, you restart with additional bonuses and even the ability to resurrect fallen daughters for a cost. And on Nightmare mode, on Nightmare difficulty, that cost our other daughters' lives, so it gets kind of gnarly.
Veil, I can give you my daughters, birthed from my soul. You will need them to fight.
This is the chrono map.
What will you remember now?
From here, you'll be able to manage your daughters in the inner void, select your next mission, and end the day. Let's enter the inner void to germinate a new daughter. So now we're getting our soldiers, our daughters. Here you can manage your daughters. Here you can enter the birthing pool, so you can make a daughter, you can germinate one. Creating a new daughter costs 200 vitae. So I like it too, because it randomizes your soldiers, your girls, right? You can also rename them, but... The Blade Master excels in melee duels. The Soul Slinger supports her sisters from afar. And the Shield Bearer protects her sisters. So obviously we got a Blade Master here. Here's a Soul Slinger. God, they're so freaking stylish. And the Shield Bearer. So we have to choose. So right now we've got a Blade Master, we've got a Soul Slinger, so let's go ahead and grab the Shield Bearer.
The others are converging, warping reality. You must stop suffering from feeding. Go. Close the first synapse.
All right, and we'll go into one. So they've got different types of missions. In this case, this one's called Hunt. Challenging refers to the difficulty, and then you've got your rewards here and how many daughters you can bring into combat. New missions or synapses appear each day. Beat a synapse to close it. Here you can view mission details and choose the daughters that you want to send. So we'll just go ahead and select. We've only got 3, so not too many choices to make here, I guess. One of my favorite things about this game is that I can actually play it on my laptop.
Scalpel to slip into innocent flesh.
So you will, as you play, you go through different types of bosses, and those bosses will just talk to you throughout as the days pass.
How many have died to appease suffering's ambition?
When a unit is engaged in melee, attacks coming from the flank or the back will hurt more. Okay, so what do we got? So we're all aligned. We've got our Blade Master, we've got our Soul Slinger, and we have our Shield Bearer. We're looking at 4 enemies. The first one to act on the timeline is very far away, followed by melee a little bit closer, and then we've got a bunch of people on the far left there. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and tuck in. Oh, wild! I didn't realize that all the chosen ones are on the edge here. Okay, well, let's pull back. I want them to move to me, if at all possible. So the Soul Slinger will just get her into a better Overwatch position. And then we'll end the turn. And Blade Master is going to tuck up to assist. And then finally, we'll get the Shield Bearer in front. The great thing is I can actually mouse over like this. I can see how far our enemies can move. So actually I can just push the very limits and kind of say I'm going to be close enough, but just out of range. So I'll go ahead and end turn. And of course he's going to push as far as he can. And since these two are ranged, if I can eliminate this gentleman here before they come closer, then I should be okay. So here we go. We'll start with If I wait for the Soul Slinger, I can bring her back here. I don't have to wait for the others on the timeline. So I'm going to go ahead and end my turn so I can act with the melee units first. So we'll get Temperance. She'll be in. Her attack costs 30, so I want to move at 20 if ideal. But you know what? I'm going to come in from the back so that I get an extra bonus. 603, despite the shield. And we're already at 100 anyway, so let's just go in with Imbued Blade. Let's get a quick poke. We'll go lunge. Heck yes. And then we'll just hold. I'm just going to hold. So it's going to allow us to stay in the first half of our AP. And then finish off with a huge overpowered hit.
One less to plague the innocent.
And then I'm going to bring our Soul Slinger, pull her back, and hold. So the big thing about this game is that you really can't heal. Like, whatever damage that you take, you'll keep that damage. It's actually, like, it will carry over. In order to heal, you actually have to sacrifice the lives of your other daughters. So taking 0 damage is really the key. All right, since we baited them out, get this shot on. We can shoot twice before we go into into burst. So we'll shoot again. Enemy down, beautiful. And then we'll end.
What new horrors must we face?
And how far can they move? I'll just wait. Because this is a ranged attack here. This person does have a ranged attack. So we'll wait again. Delayed. Perfect. Okay, so since this is the very last therapist, the cursed therapist... Oh, never mind. I stand corrected. I thought since it was the very last one, we can afford to go into burst. But you know what? We might as well just end this guy. So 42. I want to be able to get at least like 3 shots in just in case. So we'll go 21 so that we have 75 left on burst. I guess I'll only be able to get 2 shots. So move in. Shot in. 1 and 2 should end him. I guess. Beautiful.
Impressive.
And 1 enemy remaining. Perfect. So his range. Let's go ahead and pull out of their range. Or you know what? Let's just go balls to the wall. We're going in right here, right now. We have a market advantage. We'll come in and flip them around. Heck yes.
Impressive.
God, all of the bosses have
My
really, really
brave
creepy
daughter is
sayings.
Spent. She must rest till a new day.
So every daughter that you have can only fight
Come what may,
once a
we will
day.
Slow suffering's progress.
So having a broad staple of equally leveled daughters is actually pretty important. A recollection ends if you have no way to continue. If you get beaten by a boss, or if you choose to end it yourself, this will let you start a new try on the first day and gives you access to more shards, resources that you gain from missions and can use to buy remembrances. So recollections are basically just a playthrough. So if you end a recollection, that's like starting your playthrough again. However, you have additional resources on the next time. You can only move to the next day after closing at least 1 synapse. Daughters need to rest. They cannot fight more than once per day. You can only move to the next day after closing at least 1 synapse. Obviously, when we reach this very end here, you're forced to fight a boss. One of our daughters can learn a new skill in the inner void. They all leveled up, actually. Observe her in more detail to learn about her. Here you can see your daughter's stats, traits, and skills. Skills can be unlocked by reaching new levels of mastery and upgraded with memories. This daughter has earned a new trait, reflecting what she has experienced. Traits cannot be removed or changed, even in death. So one of the cool things about the game is that you can actually bring past daughters back. So if you're really, really invested in one, even if they should perish or die, Oftentimes you will get these resources here that you can use to bring past daughters back. And so oftentimes I find that traits are probably the most valuable thing that you can have, because every class has access as they level up to additional active skills. Obviously they've got there are memories, which are kind of like slotting gems into your skills and the like here, these empty slots here. But the really defining characteristics that I see are traits. So these are random and somewhat dependent upon what you do, or if they get hurt, or if they're not hurt. Sometimes they might become arrogant, things like that. But there's some really powerful effects that really set different daughters apart. So in this case, it looks like end of turn delay -5. Oh, wow. Okay. So if she's using really powerful abilities, then she's a little faster at it. That sounds cool. We got our shield bearer here. No traits. Here we go. Aggressive. Really good for temperance. Damage plus 50. So the crazy thing about this is oftentimes if you have like, if you had an ability like this on like a soul slinger where they shoot multiple times, that's plus 50 times however many shots there are. Whereas if you're going with Blade Master, usually they're only striking once. So 50 is less impactful. However, oftentimes you can get crit. And when you crit, it's based off of your base damage, obviously. So there's really good abilities out there. Either way, it's really helpful. So let's choose our skills. Let's see. Each time you unlock a new skill, you have to choose between 2 different abilities. Okay, so we've got our choice here. So Shadow Round, it costs HP. But it deals 242 damage to an enemy in range taking damage from an ally, has a range of 7. Early on, you have very little HP, so I kind of stay away from HP-based abilities. So that leaves Wrathful Rain, deal up to 342 AoE damage, then move to an empty tile. So it's a way of getting out of dodge, but not something that I use a lot, but nice to have. Let's see, we got Slam. So another HP ability, increase armor by 180 for 40 on the timeline, and move up 15 initiative units. This is actually really strong. Just as I said, I don't like to take HP abilities. And then Shield Bash. Enemies pushed into each other or an object take up to 120 damage, and you push enemies back as well as deal damage. I'm going to choose that one. And then we got Temperance. God, I love, each of them look slightly different. So she's got like that short haircut. Really freaking cool. Lightning Strike. Dash 5 tiles to deal up to 365 damage. Has a range of 5. Immovable Stance. React to an enemy finishing movement in melee range and deal up to 495 damage. I love taking this one later. Or up front again. I'm going to kind of err on the side of using AP instead. I'm curious if we have any memories. I don't think... No, we don't have any memories to place just yet. And if you take a look at the codex here, as you take on or experience different enemies and have different classes, you'll see the mothers take on different things. And it's really freaking cool lore, because I actually don't know much about the Red Mother herself, but as you play, you learn more and more and more, and the art style is just freaking beautiful. So I really freaking dig it. And then Remembrances are really cool. Okay, so I guess it tells you about them. Remembrances give you access to bonuses that last through the entire recollection or playthrough. A remembrance remains unlocked once it is unlocked, even if you start a new recollection or playthrough. Unlocking a remembrance doesn't activate automatically, though. You must use shards to turn it on or turn it off. You earn shards every time you complete a mission, but your pool of shards is limited to those you had at the start of the recollection. So once you start a new one, you get access to all your earned shards. So obviously you can hold more and more shards the more times that you play. So start a run with 2 memories for free. That's freaking great. Obviously it's just set so that you start with some of those abilities that you can slot into your skills. One of our daughters can learn a new skill. Oh, did I miss that? My bad. I don't think so. Actually, I think I got them all. We've got 3 out of 3. Everyone's got their skills. All right, we're good to go. So we'll go into the next one. We have 2 choices now. We have to choose one, because you got to remember that once we send our daughters into battle, they cannot fight again for the rest of the day. Oftentimes you can take these and get a lot of resources by kind of splitting it up, like send 1 daughter in and then 2 in on the next one, but we're not that strong just yet. So we'll go in for the hard hunt. And let's go. All level 2. I guess. If there is one thing that I really wish for this game that would make it a lot better, it would be the music. So you'll notice it's pretty silent in the background. But I know that it has amazing music because there are some heavy beats that play up at different times that just aren't there right now, yeah? You now have access to more skills, allowing you to combine direct actions, interrupts, and reactions. Okay, so what do we got? 6 enemies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's up close? So far away, closer, closer. Okay, so we got range and melee. Might as well take care of the ranged person first. So we're starting with our Soul Slinger. Let's get our shot. 27. Shot out. We're going into burst for this. So we might as well push it all the way. We can fit in one more shot here. And then we still have 6 points of AP to pull back just a little bit, yeah? To keep our distance from the incoming melee specialists. All right, and Temperance. So let's see, how close can they move? So we'll push right to the edge here so we can react. And then we'll get our shield bearer, so a little bit closer. But kind of close, kind of we're in the middle so that we can interrupt from either angle, yeah? Yeah, these guys aren't going to be able to close with us too soon. We only have 3 deployed, but 5 enemies remaining before we win this hunt. All right, Temperance. And Slash. Obviously, we have Lightning Strike now, so we could have used that. But since this is pushing us into burst, we might as well finish him off.
A bitter victory.
I will just take a look at this melee guy, and we will tuck in as close as we can, and then end it at a full 100. God, I'm trying to think of what horror game this reminds me of, but it's freaking scary. So here's the cool thing. We just picked up Shield Bash. Shield Bash allows you to push enemies into each other and they take some additional damage. So we'll go in and strike.
A clean cut.
And it hits and takes an additional 120 on the hit on the follow-up, yeah? There we go. There's that 120. Heck yes. So let's see. We've got Slam at 25, so we'll close on in. And we'll go in for a lunge that'll strike 3 times. Heck yes.
Shatter them.
You can see a spawn right here. So let's tuck and hold. And our Soul Slinger will just have to be ready. So we'll tuck over, don't use our full 50, and then end the turn. Okay, melee. Ugh.
The new shift has just arrived.
So who's up next? Okay, so we've got a spawn right there. Temperance can go next. She's over here. So we need to soften this up a little bit. The main problem right now is the fact that if you look in the upper right hand corner, kind of like right here, you'll notice that he has 61 armor. So with someone like the Soul Slinger, they shoot smaller amounts, but they hit more times, if that makes sense. So it mitigates more of the damage, as opposed to one really, really large swing where the armor doesn't protect him as well. So on our shot, we're going to deal 97. It's going to mitigate 61 of that 3 times over. So that's a little bit difficult. So what we're going to do, we'll start with Harmony. We might as well get a shot in, I suppose. We'll just close a little bit. There we go. And we'll send one. Oh, I guess because of the flank, though, we do get that bonus. That's really nice. And if we push farther, we're going to go into burst. So we'll just hold here. All right, there we go. Fortunately, it's ranged. It'll probably go into like a delayed action or something. Okay, so Temperance, though. Temperance. So if I go for Imbued Blade, you can see where it's going to land. It's going to land before this guy can move. So let's do it. Here we go. All right, and as a shield bearer, we'll tuck in. Follow it up. Straight to the back and lunge. Go into burst. Heck yes. And cross your fingers this is enough. Right here. For the Imbued Blade on delay. Oh, but we can follow up. We might be able to kill him outright. Thanks to the flank, we'll just keep shooting. Fortunately, if you stay still, since it costs 25 AP if you go into burst with a Soul Slinger. Oh, can I take that shot? Oh, it didn't register. Then you can actually shoot 4 times in a row, which is pretty insane. So we're going into burst. Because this is our last remaining enemy. I guess. And we'll end it right here. And finish him. Should be more than enough. Heck yes. Beautiful.
Shatter them.
So obviously by us not taking any damage, we do not have to kind of spend resources on getting more daughters just to heal our previous daughters. And obviously we continue to level up as well. So it's very, very helpful.
Come what may, we will slow suffering's progress.
All right, so it looks like our shield bearer just got a trait. That's fantastic. My favorite trait for the shield bearers is actually like a proximity one. So it's where if you're close, all adjacent enemies gain this effect. Armor minus 50%, dodge minus 10%. That's what we're talking about. So this is one of my favorite ones for shield bearers, because obviously as a tank, you're usually close to your opponent. So you have this aura around you that drop the armor. So in a situation where we were fighting against that one melee like shield guy, where he had like 61 armor, that would have been perfect to have this shield bearer there. We'd cut that down to about 30 armor or so, meaning we're going to do that much more damage on all of our shots with a soul slinger. So they synergize really, really freaking well. So that's really great. Potentially, we may have some memories. Is this? No, I am wrong. I'm wrong. So we don't. Dude, this is freaking great. Okay. Unfortunately, all of our daughters, you can see 0 out of 3. We have no daughters to expend. So we'll go into the next day.
Our daughters ache to battle the next nightmare.
So what we could do, one of the things that we can do is actually go to Inner Void. We can actually get more daughters so we can germinate more. It costs 200 every time that you do it. We have 750, so we'd be able to get 2 more daughters. But before we do that, obviously the farther you go, like this, focusing on original 3, if we're really, really careful with them, we can actually take them very far. And thus, if we ever take into like resurrecting a daughter into our next recollection or playthrough, then we've got a really, really powerful daughter memory. Yeah. See, we've got rescue. We've done hunts before, so let's hold off on those. Rescue is great. Rescue is a bit of an escort. There's also survival. Survival, you're under ambush and you have to escape, so you have to hold out and then get out. But we're going to go ahead and do rescue first because it kind of gives us a little bit of a bonus if you win, right? So we'll go into that. This one kind of plays out like there's an innocent soul, an innocent child that you have to rescue, and you have to escort them.
Must we sacrifice before the end?
And you have to escort them out of the zone safely. And if you can do that, then you've got a choice to make, yeah? Reach the escape area and use the leave skill for the bright soul in each daughter. You will lose if the bright soul is killed. Yeah, like I was saying, like one of the things that I really wish that they did was allow you to adjust the music, because they've got some really kick-ass music, but they really don't use it that often, which is a bit of a bummer in my opinion. Okay, so let's see. What do we got? We've got 2 melee. We have 2 range. It looks like if we pull over to the left side of this train, then we're going to be able to pull them around to us. So let's see. How far can the melee go? All right, perfect. So the bright soul, let's pull them to the left. If we can attract them, then hopefully we'll gather them around and we'll kind of play like a ring around the rosy with the train, yeah? Yeah, so we're pulling them over to the left. That's perfect. And we're still right on the edge. Like if you picture this as like the San Francisco Bay Area, it's like right being at the very southern tip of the bay. And then if you need to, you've got the choice to go to the west side of the bay or the east side of the bay. By trapping the majority of the forces on the left side, we can actually move around to the right and isolate an opponent, which is actually really, really, really freaking good. We just have to keep an eye on who's moving next, yeah? So we've got range. Range isn't really going to be able to do too much from here. Let's get a shot in. So we have to be faster than 28. So if we used Imbued Blade, it's going to cost us 30, so it's not fast enough. So let's use Slash instead. We'll go in for 30. We'll be able to burst and hit 3 times if we need to. We're going to burst. All right, perfect. Okay, so let's see. we don't have a dash or anything like that, so we'll just pull all the way in and go into burst.
Will the poor ones suffer?
Look at that. Because they're adjacent, they lose 50% armor. So the armor right now is all the way down at 0. So we've completely negated any armor that they have, and we'll go into a full lunge. Enemy down. Beautiful. Oh boy, what have we done? And here's the thing, they do not stop spawning, so you really have to get out. Oh Jesus. Okay, she's got a chance here. Wrathful Rain, intercepting round. Do we have shots? I don't have the shot yet, so I'm gonna have to go into burst, and I don't have the shot. That is a bummer. Wow, I did not play that angle right. So I need to probably be like one more square over, and I'd have a line of sight on this guy. So we can get 3 shots if needed here, but we're going to be taking a lot of damage as a result. Yeah, that's going to trigger very, very soon, so...
One less to plague the innocent.
That is a tough one. Alright, pull out.
Memories of another life.
And we just unlocked some new remembrances, which is pretty cool. Yeah, now we take some damage. Oh, yes! Holy crap, we lucked out.
Or should I say acolytes?
Freaking beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so how far can they move? So as long as we... Right here. Okay, cool. So we'll pull in. Obviously, you don't really want to go into burst ever, but we are not really managing our spacing very well, so let's keep pulling away. And we may just have to make a break for it. The evacuation zone is just this line right here, so we're not too far away. So the big thing is making sure we do a fighting retreat for the Bright Soul, right? Armor lost. We're going to have to go into burst again, but worth it.
Flawless.
And I'm going to end our turn right next to this guy right here just to drop his armor, and we'll hold. Oh boy. See, at least they're coming from the opposite side, so, which is perfect. It's perfect for us. All right, shot. And then I'm going to move the rest of it. All right, Bright Soul. Okay, Bright Soul can get out. Perfect. So now everyone can just get out of dodge. There we go, and then we leave. Beautiful. Okay, how far can we move? Not quite. We're not far enough. Not far enough yet. Okay. Suck up. Slash will put us into burst. All right, God, that's hard. Hard choice. Far away. But see, this aura is absolutely ridiculous. This aura is amazing. All right, hold. Can she make it? No, she cannot. 20, 30, 27. All right, move 20. And we'll take one shot.
Progress has its setbacks.
And see what we can do. Cross your fingers. Next turn, everyone can get out. Next turn, we just have to survive one more turn. In a way, we're kind of blessed that they're all attacking Harmony and just one of our daughters instead of multiple daughters. And there's a reason for that. You'll see very soon. All right, I think we got this now. We got this now. Temperance is in a bit of a tizzy though. Oh, massive shot, massive shot. So it's after Temperance though, so that's perfect. Okay, so Serene's going to evacuate. Everyone's out. I think we can do this. And we'll be pretty much like we weren't damaged. All right, Harmony. Harmony's out. God, they're so... They're such badasses. Kind of reminds me of like anime, where they can just kind of like slide out, shoot on out. All right, hopefully none of them can hit Harmony. Ooh, see, that's huge. Armor up 170 is ridiculous. If you're thinking about our Soul Slinger, they can only hit for like 30 some or 97 points of damage. Ooh, oh, that's a lot before we can move. 1, 2, potentially 2. So we hit twice here. Oh boy, okay. Maybe not as clean as I thought. Yes! All right, good. All right, out. Get out.
A terror to haunt us.
And go. Perfect. So as we save the Bright Soul, we've got a choice to make. Okay, so here we go. We got our experience. Beautiful.
Let her flourish.
Level ups everywhere. Here we go. Rescue. So here's the thing. When you rescue a Bright Soul, you've got a choice. You can either free the soul, and it will grant you 400 vitae, which can be used to germinate new daughters, buy different things. Or you can sacrifice their life in order to heal or get your daughters back. Yeah,
Together, you are stronger.
Memories are obtained when killing certain enemies. They are upgrades you can assign to your daughter's skills, adding various effects, anything from increasing damage or defense to impacting the timeline. Every memory unlocks a new part of the codex in the memories section. So if we go over to the inner void now we've got one of these tokens. The great thing about that, we can go ahead and choose regenerate. So our Soul Slinger took the most hits, so we'll go and regenerate here. The only way to heal a daughter is to sacrifice another daughter of an equal or higher level. The surviving daughter will be healed and receive a fragment of the sacrificed daughter's soul. Gaining some of its power, the sacrificed daughter will be laid to rest in the cemetery. So if we were to choose... Oh, wait a minute. So I'm going to do something kind of wonky. I'm going to use Temperance. I'm going to sacrifice Temperance's life to heal our Soul Slinger. And actually, Harmony will get a buff. It's a part of Temperance. So she's going to get damage plus 30, which is huge because you got to remember she shoots 3 times over and crit damage plus 5%. So we're going to go ahead and sacrifice Temperance. So Temperance is down. We'll go back up to full. So she's regenerated, and on top of that, she gets this special trait.
I feel her light grows stronger.
And we'll go to resurrect. When a daughter dies, she ends up in the cemetery. You can resurrect a daughter using resurrection tokens. Any memories the daughter has equipped are lost on death. Resurrection tokens are rewarded when successfully completing rescue missions or when unlocking certain remembrances. So the cool thing is, even though we got memories, we didn't actually like deploy them yet. So, and we'll show you what those are in just a second. But the great thing is, since we didn't deploy them, we didn't lose any memories. So we just kind of come out on top. So we'll go ahead and hit space. And we'll get back the daughter that we just sacrificed. So we'll go and resurrect there. And now we have all 3, except not only did they all level up, but on top of that, now Harmony is actually tougher. So if you look at her traits, she also still has a part of Temperance. So this is really freaking cool, just kind of cyclical play that I really, really enjoy. The nice thing is, we'll go over to our Soul Slinger, one of my favorite classes in the game. We'll go over to the shot and take a look at our memories, because they did say that we got some, right? Take a look at this. So we earned these in combat. Increase a critical chance of a skill by 5%. Increase damage done by the target by 25% for 30 initiative units. Okay, so obviously this one I can't use slotted in here. Probably the best one to use here would be on the Blade Master on like her hits, because they tend to be like they hit harder. So I'll go with Witch here. So now she's got an increased crit chance on that skill. You can get things like plus 50 damage, plus 75 damage, like all kinds of stuff. So really freaking cool. And if we go over to Remembrances right here,
Remember.
all daughters gain plus 15% max health points. So obviously we're running a little bit long right now. So what I'm going to do, tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and rest to the next day.
Deeper still, the answer hides, buried in the flesh. Life unworthy of life feeds our inquiry. What we do is a mercy to the world. A mercy.
Obviously, as you play farther, you learn more of the story, more of the bosses. You kind of get a better idea of what's going on. You have discovered the despicable surgeon. You can confront him now or take time to prepare, but he will inevitably attack on the 7th day. From now on, you will be able to fight him starting from the first day of your next recollections. Losing to him will immediately end the current playthrough. You know, we might as well see what he looks like. Here, we'll jump right in.
We must break the tie that binds the child to suffering.
I don't think we'll be able to beat him, which will mean we'll get to start over and you'll see what that looks like, and then we'll end up there. So this is obviously the very first boss.
Daughters.
Dear freaking God, this guy's so creepy. They all get really, really creepy.
Must continue.
A monument to terror. They destroyed a child and called it mercy.
God, he's freaky. So for this fight, you actually want a lot of burst damage because you want to take out all of these cultists or caretakers, because what they'll do is they'll come up to him and buff him and heal him and do all kinds of stuff. So you want to kill them before they get to him, and the whole time he's just wreaking havoc. So obviously we're pretty low level right now. So you see, we're starting with Soul Slinger. Harmony is very far away, so just move up and hold. Probably want to go in a burst here. So we're going to go ahead and slash, maybe just clean one. All right, enemy down. We are in burst though, so we'll tuck up. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. You can hear this really cool music in the background right now that normally isn't there. And I just wish, that's the one thing that I want for this game. Like, if you ever listen to YouTube when you play video games, this is the game for it. Like, if you listen to 2 Steps from Hell or something like that, God, this game becomes absolutely freaking epic. Of course, DMCA strikes. I can't play that for you, but yeah. Yeah, they're all buffing him right now. His armor is going to become ridiculous. Look at that, armor up 500 per caretaker. What's crazy though is that with our shield bearer, since it's percentage based, you can actually mitigate that by quite a lot because it's 50% reduction. Yeah, such a powerful trait for a shield bearer. So Serene's actually probably a good platform for a tank that you're just going to continue to resurrect and use in your playthroughs. Just keep leveling her up, because as you resurrect them in your playthroughs, they maintain the level that they die at. So oftentimes you'll have like a resurrect in like a level 7 daughter or something that's absolutely ridiculous. God, I want to kill these guys. I'm just not strong enough. I don't want to be in the... He does have cleave, so I don't... Oh, never mind. He moved farther than I thought. Ugh. All right, Serene. Absolutely imperative that you're next to him. Give him that debuff. We might as well get a lunge in. He can counter, I believe. Oh, his armor. Oh, I forgot his armor is still buffed. Crap. But they're still alive. Yeah, no, we're not getting out of this one. We really need to focus and burst these guys, which is actually really, really great for the Soul Slinger, because they can get in and just absolutely unleash. Sometimes you'll just get right in the middle of them, and every burst that you do downs them very, very quickly, especially when you have memories that boost your shots by increased damage. So you end up doing like 50 increased damage is like 150. So if I go pop, like that would have wiped them out right there, right? And then you just keep cycling through and go into burst. I don't know about this. Well, at least you'll see what it looks like when we restart a new recollection, yeah? I'm told. Definitely reminds me of some fights that I played in like Destiny or something. Yes! God, the art style of this game is ridiculously cool. All right, go. And strike from the side. Heck yes.
Whatever we can to prevent this torture.
I don't know. We'll go into imbued, but I don't think it'll save her. Oh, cleave. Oh, he didn't cleave. He didn't cleave temperance. Oh, nope, nope. Oh, he's summoning more caretakers. Yeah, that's why you need DPS.
The new shift has just arrived.
Nail him. Oh! Since he knocked Serene back, he lost the armor debuff, and he went back up in his armor. And he's... Yeah, no, this is over.
impressive.
So when you kill all of the caretakers, he enters his berserk mode, but he gets debuffed. Okay, Harmony's still up. Harmony's still up. God, the music's amazing. And go. Dare you to move. Dare you to move. And hold. Initiative boost. So he's going to go earlier in the timeline. Yes! Oh, Jesus. Come on, Temperance. Get the heck out of Dodge. How is she still alive? Ridiculous. And hold. Cross your fingers for Serene. Oh, she's still alive. But she has all the armor, you gotta remember. Oh. Oh, she's still alive. How are we? Yeah, we're not doing much damage to him, but dear God, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. A lot to think about. A lot to think about. Come on, girls. Come on. Big shot out. Single. Obviously, we move to the flank. We'll be doing better, but I mean, heck, we might as well go in the intercept. She's about to die anyway. Go out with a blaze of glory. Oh, God. Come on, come on, come on, girls. Come on, girls. Yeah! Straight to the back. I want to lure him in so that one of the girls is always able to shoot in the back, yeah. Shot, shot. And heck, might as well do it again. Oh, did we kill ourselves? I don't know. Okay, we didn't. Oh, God. So he's weird because he gets that initiative penalty and then he boosts it to recover and compensate. There it is. Straight to the back. Straight to the back. Single to the back. Unfortunately, we do not have the health to play around with, so she cannot go into that intercepting shot stance. Wouldn't that be wild if we actually beat this guy right now? I don't think it's gonna happen, but I can dream. Right now, it's really just up to freaking... Oh! Oh! Oh, there goes Serene. Jesus. And of course, we do not get that armor buff anymore. Screw it. Nail him, nail him. Yeah. Come on, come on. We'll get in 3. That's your final action on this earth. Not a bad first attempt, though. I'm actually really surprised. I mean, if we got a little more ballsy with some of our other plays there, it might have worked out better. But yeah, having a lot of ranged damage here is amazing. Back it up, back it up. And here comes death. Here comes the train. Here comes the train. We went into burst, so he can definitely hit us. He's getting that boost right now. He'll move in and strike, and it's over. Oh, there it is. That was really good, though. I gotta say, that was a really good run. Obviously, if we waited longer and took him on a little later, it would have been better. So what we're going to do, obviously we're running a little long right now, but what we're going to do is we'll just see what it looks like to start that recollection again, yeah?
Though we fall, we will rise again.
Darn straight. So we're all out of daughters. We still have Vitae. And we get to start again. So this is going to cost 0. So obviously we're going to take it. We've got 75 shards to spend. We'll get an increase to 15% maximum health points. That is huge. Absolutely huge. You may resurrect a fallen daughter. Even better. And then we got 15 left, but I think that's it. So we'll just go ahead and move on forward. So you can just kind of get a feel of what it looks like to play these in repeat, yeah? And the cool thing is, as you get farther and farther in the axe, you can actually spend shards to jump forward on the axe that you've already completed. So you're really not wasting a lot of time. So we'll go over to Inner Void. Obviously, we've got one of these resurrection tokens already. We start out with one of each class, but we can bring in some crazy daughter like freaking Serene with her trait that gives that minus 50% armor. So we'll go ahead and do like a resurrect like this. And the great thing about that is that now we're in a great position on the next turn where she can just keep leveling up from where she left off. Later on down the road with remembrances, sometimes you can like resurrect like 2-3 powerful daughters like right off the bat. So it's really pretty freaking cool. Well, holy crap, bunnies, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really just wanted to share the game. I mean, like, if you'd like to see more of it, let me know in the comments. Maybe we can play it on Twitch, maybe we can play it in stream, or maybe if you want to see more of it in YouTube, if you enjoyed this format, then let me know in the comments below. Obviously, a thumbs up always helps us out if you like the video. But I really dig this game. I think it's actually a really, really nice, just kind of like meat and potato games. It's not incredibly deep, but I think it's got some enticing bits of lore in the codex. Obviously, all the girls look badass. The classes are awesome. You get new abilities. You get to slot in more memories as you play. You get really, really strong. And they've got creepy, creepy bosses that touch on some really, really dark things as you're playing through. And they just really just... I don't know. It's just got this vibe to it. It's really pretty... It's pretty slick. So overall, I love it. I love Othercide, and hopefully you enjoyed it as well. Well, unfortunately, due to the time, we do have to wrap up here, but hey, I had a total blast. I hope you did as well, and I can't wait to get into the next one with you. Have a good night.